We're live.
Yeah, I'll stop pissing around my phone then. How's it going? We've got Martin on with us this week. We've got Daryl, and I think Keith's coming. Keith's got a few questions he needs to run through with some people. But I know he was on a 3.5 hour webinar with me last night. Sorry, I'm just checking something before we move on. One sec. We've not got anyone on watching yet, anyway, have we?
No, but it is recording, so
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Nothing to worry about. So you had an adventurous week, huh?
Yeah, I've been down to Manchester with Martin. We had a good laugh on Friday.
Yeah.
And I stayed at my brother's on Saturday, and then just been about, like you do, having a laugh.
Nice. Good.
Having fun.
Mask on? Did you bring a mask? No,
nah, mate. I've had it, Anna. I've had it once, so I'm thinking the assumption that I won't catch it twice.
Maybe.
We've got a few people watching as well now. There's a few popping on. We've got some on YouTube, some on our group. Was you on last night? Did you see last night's webinar?
No. Where's the replay? Because I've been looking for that and I couldn't find it.
Let me find it now. One sec.
Is it going to be on webinars or your?
No, it'll be on. I'll mail it round. I've not.
Okay.
I've not mailed it round yet, but it's on.
Oh, wait a second. I think you just put it up there. 3 people are watching.
I'll post it now. It's there.
All right. I will be.
There's a link there with both of the previous webinars, because he's a clever bloke.
Good evening,
Martin here. You like Keith?
I'm fine. Are you guys?
Oh, 2
yeah,
hours.
pretty good, mate.
Nice.
That was the first one, that Daryl. Last night was 3.5 hours, wasn't it, Keith?
Wow.
Yeah.
Good though. Learned loads of stuff on it, mate. Didn't think I would. I learned more from Keith than anyone. I learned how to use Magic Page again. I thought, oh wow, it's a really good tool.
You gotta meet that guy that made that.
Yeah. Craig's on. You all right, Craig? How's it going, mate? I can see Facebook user, so we don't know who that is, but he's saying hi, everyone. Yeah, we've got Martin in the background. As you can see, his microphone's muted. Mike, quick question. Let me share that. Show, boom. Mike, quick question. With Leaf Simplify, never heard of it. It's Leaf Simplify, mate. Can we record the phone calls? I don't want people to say they only. Yes, you can. You can record the phone calls. You can play them back to the people. You can download the recordings as well. So it's unlimited recordings, unlimited phone calls, unlimited. It's a proper call center software, as well as being able to automate lead sales. Straight in with the questions this week, guys. What am I looking at here? Yeah, sorry, I was just explaining. Martin's trying to get a demo ready for us for the invoice system, so he'll probably just jump in and start, because it's not live yet, but we're trying to just demo it so you can see what it is, how it's going to work, how it's going to interact a little bit with Lead Simplify when it goes live. That's what we've been working on this week. So pretty excited about it. Keith, do you want to kick off with the questions that are already in the form this week, mate?
There's only one.
You only posted it today, though, didn't you?
So I put it on about Sunday or Monday, and then I've just redone it just to try and get some more on. Just 2 ticks, and I'll pull it up. It's how'd it go? Too many bloody windows. I it up a minute ago. Oh, here we go.
While Keith's doing that, I'll just jump in and say hello to everybody.
Yeah, all right, man. How's it going?
Hi, Martin.
You all right?
Like the hat. Representing New York.
Yeah, big time. Hey, do you want to know why?
His hair's going like yours, Daryl.
Big reveal. This is it. It's not the system.
Wow.
Did
Did Mike cut your hair when he was down there?
Yeah, that's when he come down to Manchester.
Did your hair for you?
Yeah.
He's starting to lose it like you, Daryl, so he's got no choice.
I was going to say,
a lot.
you guys kind of have the same buzz cut. Same
Yeah.
style.
I'm not even going to bother growing mine back. It's easy to just shave your head. So I've got a missus. I don't care what I look like.
You got a good
Oh.
hairline. You'll keep your hair. Not like me. I lost mine at 28.
Oof.
Too much stress.
Suits you though, Darryl, so you're all right.
What's that?
I said it suits you, so you're all right.
Thank you. Thanks.
You had dreadlocks in the 60s.
I wasn't even born in the 60s.
I know. Martin, that's a question for you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this between us as well recently. Payment by SMS is definitely on the cards. No ETA yet, but it's something that what we've been looking at, it looks like it's doable relatively easy. So I don't think that's going to be a major problem. However, unfortunately, at the moment, it's not on the top list of priorities. So we've not got an ETA. If someone can take note of that question, and we will come back to that. The same, which is probably what we should do for stuff like this when we're looking at ETAs. Come back and then maybe next week or the week after, when we've looked at the roadmap, see what we can do with regards to laying down some ETAs.
Okay, what's yeah, just so that people know what the plan is going forward a little bit with Lead Simplify. We're trying to finish this invoicing system first, so that you've got everything you need for invoicing your customers, everything to do with job management, everything to do with lead management, lead sales on complete automation, and all the call center software. So you literally can run any type of lead generation business, whether it's a rank and rent business, whether it's pay per lead model, whether it's a lead generation business where you use subcontractors. As you know, I used to do hundreds of thousands a year just from doing subcontracting to people, where we'd take 50% of each job and give them 50%, and then we just take their tax in that with the government. So there's all different models you can run through this. You can run, if you've got external team of staff, you can also run that. So if you've got like a team of plumbers working for you, a team of electricians, people like that, you can do all of your staff management. But what we're doing at the minute is we're trying to get these three systems completely finished. And once they're completely finished and done and ready, we're then going to start simplifying everything. So we're going to slow down on adding features to Lead Simplify, and we're going to actually simplify it so that everybody understands it and can use it properly. Once that's been done, it's going to get to the point where as soon as you set up a system, it's literally ready to go. And the only time you need to make any changes is change your business name. You need to add your Google Maps API key if you want to use the prospecting system, which is the auto prospecting for you. And there's not a massive amount more that's really essential other than connecting your Twilio account if you're using it for the call center. But the invoicing system and everything's going to be chucked in there. I don't know when, but that's also just going to be a free upgrade for everybody. There's not going to be any additional charges or anything like that. Sorry, guys. I just took over waffling then, didn't I?
You're good.
Yeah.
Can everyone see the screen the same as me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're hiding Keith.
Yeah.
Looks
right.
like it to me as well.
That was planned, that, mate.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Should have hid my head.
Yeah, can we zoom in? Push him off the top. With Lead Simplify, building a niche, should each city have their own lead form? Example, London, lead form, Birmingham. No, your form's based on niche. You don't need it based on city. So if you've got a plumbing form and somebody comes in and fills in a lead from Birmingham, it goes into your system, looks for your lead buyers who have got that want leads in that area, in that industry, and then automatically distributes it out on complete autopilot. They can literally just click on one buy, because the information they don't receive is the contact information. So they won't get the contact information, meaning the email address and the phone number and things like that. So you can then push all of this information out on complete autopilot. They go in and click and pay, and once they pay, then they automatically receive the contact information for that customer, and they can call them straight back. So it's completely hands off. You just need one form for the whole country for one industry. I break my forms up based on sub niche. So I'd have a vehicle unlocking form, and I'd also have a lost car keys form. I'd also have an auto electrician form. I'd also have a locksmith form, but I wouldn't split it up based on location, because you don't need to. The system it's got a bit of a brain, so it knows what it's doing with that.
To add on to that as well, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, I exactly what you said. The system will do that for you. Just ensure that you've got the postcode option on there or the address option on the form from the user details within the system. You could, if you wanted to, build a separate form and set the default location for that form. But it's not something we probably recommend unless there was a specific reason you wanted to do that. So it'd just be create your form for your industry or niche, and then have your customer. If you didn't want, so if you was doing different websites, if you was building a Manchester website, a Birmingham, London website, then you could do a form with a default location set to London. And then your lead buyers, provided their radius covers that area, you wouldn't need to necessarily ask your lead's address. Although depending upon the industry, you're going to want that information. So the more information you can get off a lead, the better. So yeah, as Mike said, do it exactly like Mike said. However, you can if you want, and there may be specific circumstances that you want to do that, but I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment.
Yeah. For some industries, like where they're looking for a phone call from like a solicitor and accountant and things like that, and they specifically want leads in their own location, you don't need to actually put the client's address on the form, because the you can set it up so it automatically has the niche embedded, is what Martin was saying there. So if you're looking for an accountant in Oldham and you go onto the Oldham page, you can set the system up, so the form up, so it automatically knows that they're based in Oldham. So it's got that, it's the form for that location. Also, we've done an integration with Magic Page plugin where it pulls the address information from the page. So you can use that form and it'll automatically know exactly where every single customer comes from, and you can use that on a national basis, but it only works with Magic Page plugin websites. At the minute, we could probably mess around and get it to work with other sites, but I'm not really too interested in doing that, because it's literally just changing the code a little bit. Many thanks for the Clint, you're right, pal. Mr. Peter, can we redirect existing site forms to Lead Simplify? Zapier, connect it straight in via Zapier. Pretty much everyone uses Zapier and enables it, so you just connect it via Zapier if you want something to look a bit fancier. I use them direct, but yeah, you can use Zapier. I don't want to change the look of my forms on the site. Yeah, cool. Just integrate with Zapier. There's something else you can use. Can't remember what it's called. Is there a free one? Someone was telling me about recently.
Can I jump in on that one as well? Mr. Peter, there's no reason why your Lead Simplify form couldn't almost exactly match the form that you've got. So with using the style options, depending on your knowledge of the system and how you've used it before, I don't see a reason why you couldn't replicate your existing forms within Lead Simplify and embed them on the pages. But yeah, again, like Mike said, Zapier is the way to go.
Webhooks, I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the API exists. So the API exists because it's what we use to connect to Zapier with. However, we've not released it yet and all the information around it. So that's on the roadmap, and it's something that we need to look at doing. Again, there's going to be no time frame on that really at the moment. However, Zapier is the best thing to use if you ask me. It integrates with everything. Slight little bit more expense going for the pro, but it's worth it. It's well worth it, and you get what you pay for.
Did you have a question in there somewhere, Keith? Are you ready to demo this system, Martin?
I've not got much, we've not got much ready to show you, really, to be honest. But there's a little bit. I mean, and maybe run through, show them kind of basically what it looks like, and then yeah, some feedback from you guys really would be great in that sense. it's still very early stages. It's not even, we've not even pushed out as a beta yet. So it's, there is something there to show. If you want me to show it, I can do. But yeah, we've not got a lot. I know you're keen on us showing it.
New stuff.
Yeah,
it's like toys for me. I just love it. It's like, yeah, more. I'll let Keith ask that question first. Then I've got another question that's just come in on there. Then we'll show the screen if that's all right. Yeah. Then any other questions we'll go through after.
Basically, this is from Delphine. I hope I said your name right. All she's put is it's with Lead Simplify and the mass web pages. It's getting the page she's created with the mass web page and Lead Simplify to work in generating leads, so she can rinse and repeat for different areas. Well, that's basically your SEO. First off, get your own page SEO sorted out to make sure that's right, and then do all your other SEO what you need to get it on page one for the keywords you're targeting.
Read that question again, Keith. I didn't understand that.
Getting the page she created with mass web page and Lead Simplify form to work in generating leads, so she can rinse and repeat for different areas.
Yeah, so watch my most recent training videos. That'll go through a lot. It'll give her, because I'm not into details and stuff, but I'll give her a fundamental understanding of on-page and off-page SEO in that.
Yeah.
And then maybe go through the Evergreen webinar on webinars with a Z.net. The Evergreen website setup, that'll really help her. Those 3 points there, I think, if she watches the 2 videos out of the most recent hybrid lead generation business model training, and then that on webinars.net, if she goes on to the Evergreen webinar setup, I think she'll have a much better idea of how to do that, or at least how to get started, depending what industry she's in. If she's going to have to solar panels or something, then she's obviously going to have to do a lot of link building and stuff like that as well. But if it's just a normal trades industry, you can kind of get away with it now. The way Google's changed, I'm finding sites are ranking super. Has anyone else noticed? Just this is my question today. Has anyone else noticed that websites that you put brand at the beginning and then keyword location, or brand location keyword, mine seem to be ranking better than ones that are keyword location and location keyword recently? And I've just noticed it all recently that it's starting to.
Am I in the root domain or in the URL structure?
Pardon? No, in the meta title, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone's always said go to the front with your keyword, it's the most powerful point and all that. But recently, I've been getting better results on my websites using the brand, and not even a brand, like 3 initials that don't really mean anything.
Right.
I don't know. Test it. It's just something
what ends up happening is this is what happens with Google over the years. From my estimation and looking at it, is the algorithm is always changing. So people overuse one tactic, and so then they switch it up, and so all of a sudden, keyword number 2 and 3 all of a sudden is more important, right? And then that'll get overused. Then they'll go back to something else, and it just is always chasing down these tactics so that you're always on your heels. It's a constant battle, but it's interesting. It's one of those things that we should be looking at, like Pop and Quora and these different SEO triggers, and see, is this really across the board? Is this just a small thing that you're noticing? Because it is curious.
My guess on it is that Google's got the main algorithm, and then they're constantly trialing different versions. It could be daily, weekly, and so it's kind of like split testing in a sense to see which gets a better retention rates, which seems to resolve the user's queries. And even though there are set major updates, I have a feeling that a lot of what they do is trial and error day by day and switch it daily. Because if there's a set, the set algorithm can be figured out as has been. You know the ingredients, you know what the algorithm is, so it can be figured out, except for the constant changes. So everybody's going, oh, the algorithm's always different. This does work. No, this doesn't work. And maybe it's on a country by country basis. Maybe it's on a daily basis. But
Agreed.
I don't believe the algorithm's static at any one point in time.
Can they use lead forms on Facebook lead ads? I think they made lead simplify forms. That you do that, don't you, Keith, with Facebook lead ads?
I use the bot. I transfer it to a bot, and you could do the same thing. Really, you could go into the lead form, which Facebook gives you, and then just use data like you said before. Because I just use a Facebook bot, feed all the data in there, fill all the details in through the bot, and then I zap it over.
Once we've got webhooks, which I don't know when they're coming, but once we've got them, can you actually connect with Facebook lead ads using webhooks? Because I don't remember seeing it in there, but I'm assuming you probably can.
So yeah, I mean, a couple of options in your Facebook ad. So you can't use lead ads to connect directly into Lead Simplify forms at the moment. However, you could use Zapier and then connect that into Lead Simplify. You could use a Facebook ad and link directly to the form, but obviously that's not the question. The question is regarding lead ads. So, however, when we do release the API with the endpoints and the webhooks, then yeah, we'll build the integration for lead ads specifically. So yeah, it's you know that's something that we're close to again, but you know we've not had a great deal of demand because of the Zapier integration. The demand for direct integration with lead ads hasn't been huge. So yeah, again, ask, you know, jump in a Facebook group and ask for it. And if you keep asking for it,
What it means is pick on me and Keith, don't pick on Martin.
Just two till we slap Martin and say get it done.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it is.
This is a big question. I didn't read it. I just knew it was a question. With seats in Lead Simplify, am I right in saying that seats get used up when someone goes to buy a lead via the sign-up form? If this is the case, then I assume that I am a VA. Right. Basically, Stephen, the number of seats is your number of people that can log in. So basically, if you want your lead buyers to use up complete automation, then they need a login. And if they have a login, that uses up one of your seats. But if you're willing to deal with the actual, let me try and get this right. If you just want to distribute straight to them and then send them invoices outside of Lead Simplify yourself manually, then you can use unlimited people inside of the system. You can divert to unlimited people with a call center. However, to use our auto where it says, okay, this lead's in Liverpool and it's for a plumber and it needs to be sent to this guy, then they have to have a login. So if you want to use our automation system, then you have to upgrade your number of seats. For businesses starting out and rank and rent businesses, it's not completely necessary right from the outset. But if they want to grow the business and automate the business a bit further down the line, then getting more seats is necessary to scale, because obviously you try and run a lead generation business manually, you end up working your ass off and doing all sorts of stuff manually, and it's just horrible. Whereas what Lead Simplify does is each seat enables you to have an additional login. An additional login can be you, it can be a VA, like you said on there, it can be a lead buyer, it can be a contractor. Did we keep the accountant's login? Because I used to use the accountant login. I had a specific login for my accountant, and they used to go in and just go through all the paperwork every year, so I'd have to do anything. Is that still in there, Marty?
I'll have to double check. I'm not 100% sure, but I will double check on that one.
Yeah, that was great, because obviously you don't even have to do anything then. Because I used to have contractors who used to like go 50-50 or 60-40 on jobs. I used to send them the job, and then the system would have all the accounts and everything in there. So the accountant would say, what's your VAT return for the quarter? And literally I'd just send them, say log into the system, off you go, send them my bank statements, and I was done. Which meant it took me 10 minutes to sort out my VAT returns, which if anyone's run a VAT registered business in the UK, in Europe, should I say, it's a nightmare. It's horrible, because anything you don't claim your VAT back on, it's charging you to 20% extra. So it's kind of, you really are, it's horrible. Anyway, over talking, right.
1 second before you jump on to the next one, Mike. Quick, it's unrelated to that. You can keep Mr. Peters' question up there. It's unrelated to that question, but it is in a sense. It just give me an idea though. What about on the lives? So we'll have to figure out what we'd do. But at the end of each live, maybe we run a contest and give away maybe a 2-seat license or something like that for an upgrade, a 2-seat upgrade license. Again, you could do something with Magic Page. I'm not saying we do this every week, but yeah, I see you got your pen out there, so that's
yeah. I'm writing down punch Martin in the face for backing him into a corner on a live like that.
Red Sharpie too.
Yeah, I've actually just drawn a picture of your face and then a fist click. No, I actually think it's a really good idea. Start running competitions, not every single week, but yeah, some weeks, and we start. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's cool idea.
Get people on, and maybe it could be something as simple as. You know,
no, I don't. No. I don't want to give away a 2-seat license. What I'd like to do is give somebody who is already a user upgrade their license.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't mean a new system. No, I meant 2-seat upgrade for the system. So if they're on the live and they're watching, and we can maybe ask a question during the live and then get it answered at the end, or ask a question at the end about something that happened during the live, then
it'd have to be a fastest finger first. Whoever
that's what it'd be. It'd just be whoever's comment gets fed into the chat first. Okay, what colour Post-it note did Martin hold up during the live? Could be something as daft as that, or anything else. And if people are watching and paying attention, they get rewarded, because that's what we want to do. But yeah, not a new install. Craig's a winner.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that, mate. Any quality content providers that you use or recommend, not software, actual writers?
I honestly, nobody's going to give away the good content writers. However, one thing I'd recommend that not a lot of people are doing is look to South Africa for your content writers. I'll tell you the reason why: because English is the first language, but the conversion rate is still quite good for the UK and for the US. So South African content writers tend to be good, fairly highly educated. Conversion rate's good, and you're not looking, towards like the subcontinent where the English is the second language and is still maybe not that good. But that's my little bit of advice on that one. But no one's going to give you the good content writers, unfortunately, because they're worth a fortune.
I had a really good one, and then all of a sudden, if anyone remembers it, we had a content site where people could buy the content, and it was a bit expensive, but it was really, really good. And then after a while, he just he stopped giving out the right. I think that's what happens in it. People get overworked, which we've been trialing a few people recently, but I've not had anywhere. I've just received the content done on time without any faults. It's impossible, especially if you want really, really well spun. If you're doing an evergreen style site, you're probably better just doing it yourself, because no one else cares. It's kind of like, they're just not bothered if it's not theirs. It's like, what can I get away with?
You've only got to do it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use like sort of Enterprise now. I run off the content, and then basically it takes me like sort of 10 minutes to actually like sort of tweak it. And I've got like, a 1,600 word article in no time. So,
do you know like you affiliate Enterprise, you have an affiliate link from, don't you?
Yeah.
Do they allow you to actually give out any discounts with your affiliate links?
No idea.
Have you not even asked them? That's what I do every single week when I'm doing my webinars. It's like, come and do a webinar. Your shit's cool, but we need some discount. People, that's what the first thing you should ask them when you get an affiliate link. Can we give a discount?
Educate on that type of stuff as you are.
How am I supposed to sell it without a discount? They'll come to you direct, or give away free gifts, I suppose, can't you? But I've heard some good stuff about that Enterprise. I was talking to Matt about it today. It's brilliant.
It's really, really good. I mean, like I say, because you can do all sorts of searches. You can do like a site search, and or in title search, in URL search, and it just pulls like sort of the top 20. It does what I used to do by hand. It pulls the top 20 back and then just spins all their content, and yeah, it's good.
Sorry, I'm just switching screens while I'm talking. Well, Mike, are you still doing the 13 video? Yes, I am. I've had Martin here for a week, so we've been working. Well, I went to Manchester. He's come up to down to Dorset, whichever one it is. I'm not letting Keith start picking on me. Yes, basically the next video should be out tomorrow. I've gone through the structure of what I want it, and it's start renting the websites. And once you understand the strategy about the way we get the how to actually get somebody to rent a website, I think it's really, really, really easy. So that's the video that should be released tomorrow, and then after that, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 more videos, and they'll just be released really close together, because I'm also writing a book at the minute, which I need to get finished. Me and Martin are writing a book together, so that's something else we're doing. But then, yeah, maybe within the next 7 days, them last 5 videos will be done. Winner! Just wait to put that one up. Winner.
That's how he thinks he's going to be a winner, just by winning there.
No, I think Martin should give him some extra seats for that. Craig's been an amazing customer for years, and he's given me so much help and support and things with when we very first started out with MPP and with Lead Simplify. I think you should give him 2 seats just for that. Right. This is Group Offers Content Burger, and I use that then. Spin it using spin rewrite. Yeah, Tony Earp's got a mastermind group. Stephen, you'll have to post what the name is. Wait there, Craig's saying, no, I haven't. What's it called, Stephen? I forgot now. I've been in it since the beginning.
Tiger Den?
Tiger's Den.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you get in there, $17 a month, and he buys everything, just absolutely. I remember when he first started it, and he was trying to do webinars every week, and he's like, right, no one's showing up. What do you really want? And everyone's like, we just want loads of free stuff. So since then, he's just literally been buying and buying and buying and buying, and all the good stuff that comes out on JVZoo. I can't imagine how much money he spends on JVZoo and all the other places where all the stuff comes out. But yeah, you get access to everything. So if you wanted content, join Tony's mastermind group. Tiger's Den Mastermind, it's called, isn't it? I think it's $17. I don't know if he's put the price up. It went up to 64, but I think he had a special offer on recently. And you literally get access to absolutely everything that comes out.
Hundreds and hundreds of stuff. He is the ultimate magpie for shiny objects.
Yeah.
Like I say, he just buys anything that comes out, but they all tend to be really good stuff what he buys.
Well,
and then he puts it in, and you look at it and say, oh yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. And then 2 days later, he's gone, oh, I've just put this other thing in, and it's like, oh, bloody hell.
He's been doing this for that long that he knows who all the decent vendors are, and he knows who all the rip-off merchants are. So what he does is he only buys stuff that he knows is still going to be around in 3 to 6 months' time. And we all know there's a bunch of knobs out there that sell stuff and then move on, mentioning no names. But yeah, he knows which ones they are, and he just doesn't buy from them. That's why that works. But yeah, Content Burger, I've not played with it yet. I've got it, but I haven't touched it. Site into a legit franchise business. Who was I talking to about this recently?
Yeah, that could be done with Magic Page pretty well.
Very, very easily. Yeah, you set up the site, you set up the evergreen site model, and boom, you're done. Yeah, I can't tell you about who I was talking to because it was somebody who's doing something similar to that as a business model in an amazing niche. What he's doing is fantastic, but I can't tell you. But yeah, I believe there are a couple of people that are already doing this or are on the way to doing it.
One of the great things about that question is that a franchise has a specific address. When you sign on a franchise, they'll have a certain city location. So then you could go, once you've built some authority for the domain, you can start building a subdomain and a Magic Page just for that location, just to draw in business for that location. Specifically, you don't have to hit the whole country, because that's the problem. There's no way, especially in the United States, with a Magic Page, putting it all in one thing, unless it has like huge authority, that you can get away with just throwing it, 60,000 pages at it. But if you have a legitimate franchise and you've built up a few cities, it's not that hard to, when you sign on a new city, you've got, you know, several $1,000s that the franchisee just paid you to build out a really nice Magic Page subdomain and grow it from there.
The way we were doing it on a setup they had, me and some guy I'm working with, is we created a major cities website. So we only pulled in the major cities, and then we set up the GMB for the location in the major city, and then we went into the locations tab inside a Magic Page, keep the site slug the same, so the URL doesn't change, but we edit the information of the major city so it becomes the NAP information. Okay, and then what you end up with is your GMB and the location for, say, Glasgow match perfectly. And then your location from Manchester and your GMB match perfectly. And if you want to start pulling in some smaller locations, you can add them manually. We did that ages and ages and ages ago, and I forgot to tell people about it. And it was Matt that reminded me about it last night on the webinar. But you can do that straight inside of the inside of the locations tab on Magic Page, so it all matches up across all areas, which is obviously helps with your rankings. There you go, Tigers Den Mastermind Group. It is a good. It is me for $17. I mean, you can't get a crate of lager for that, can you? So it's way worth it. I was going to say a packet of fags, but I've not smoked for years. What's this here? There we go, guys.
There's a Facebook link for it.
Yep. Right, Martin, sorry, we were supposed to stop the questions. There's been quite a few. Are you going to demo the... have you got something to demo? Am I allowed to ask you questions, or do I have to shut up?
Right, I'll tell you what, yeah. If you want, my screen should be ready to share. You want to pop it up? There we go. So, what we're looking at here is the invoices tab within the system. As you can see, I've got a couple of test invoices in there myself at the moment. Effectively, what we do is we jump in and we go, okay, here's the client that the invoice is for, fills out their address. Got some additional details here. So we've got a reference number, so that would be potentially their purchase order number, or just a reference that they provide. Currency that the invoice is in. Reference isn't required. Currency is required. It'll default to the default currency of your system. The invoice status, so it could be, at the moment it's unpaid. It could be paid, part paid, refunded, void. You got a deposit amount. So if it's part paid, if they paid a deposit, you could put a deposit amount in there. And then the good part about this, what brings it, or what makes it different from anything else you get really in terms of an invoice system or service, is that you can set regular recurring invoices. So what we do is you could generate a single one-time invoice, but you can generate a recurring invoice. So we go, okay, what we want to do is repeat this invoice every 1 month. So let's say particularly for kind of rank and rank guys and stuff like that who are doing services that they charge a monthly fee for. We go, okay, we'll bill this. This invoice will recur once every month. We'll do it unlimited, so 0B unlimited. We put then the details in the invoice item lines. So this could be something you can set up in your inventory, or you can just manually type in the information here. So in this instance, I've got two things that match this search criteria. So fill them out, test.com, $400, quantity 1, discount none, net tax. You can set your tax rate in there. Total, then it gives you an invoice total amount. As you can see there, you can add as many invoice lines as you want. Now, what will happen is, let's say you're renting the test.com to this particular customer. Fill out the invoice, make it recur every month. The invoice date's today. It's due. You can set a due date. So we'll say, okay, it's due in 2 weeks. Payment's due in 2 weeks. You can set some invoice payment terms on there, additional notes for the customer. And then we just click save. As we can see, Click the invoice. We can see the details of it there. Test.com, part paid. Although it's not, that's just the status I left it on. And then we can go, okay, let's print this in. What it will do, there are a couple of things that the system will actually do that I can't demo to you yet. But it will then give you an email option as well, so you can just ping an email out. You can choose the option to email upon generation. So if it's a recurring invoice, it will generate, an email as well, and email it to the client. The client will have access to the invoice within their login as well. So if it's somebody, a client that you've got in the system as a lead buyer, and then we click on this, and we see a PDF version of the invoice. Yeah, I mean, there's not a great deal to show you on it yet. We're getting there with it. We've got quite a lot done so far. We're going to have obviously options to. There won't be initially. There won't be a very many options to style the invoice, but you'll be able to put your logo on there, generate your invoices regularly once a month. So effectively, you take on board. If you're doing something like a rank and rent client, you take them on board, and you set and forget. You'll then be able to. There'll be some search features, so you can go through. Have a look at what invoices need chasing up. So you can say, show me the invoices that are unpaid, and then generate a report. It will give you a list of invoices that you need to chase up. You can then generate emails, which will attach the invoice with a reminder to say this invoice is outstanding. So yeah, all the basics of a functioning invoice system. With a couple of additional benefits, really. Like I said, I don't think I've actually seen an invoice system out there that generates. Now there may be, but I've not seen one that generates recurring invoices specifically so you can just set and forget. And then when you receive a payment, you mark the invoice as paid. Next time you generate your report, it will just show you that person's paid. Their account's satisfied, and you go from there. So there's quite a lot left that we've got to do on it yet, but it has got quite a lot of features on there as well. So any suggestions, recommendations, features that you'd like including on the invoice system that any of the users think they will make use of, then let us know now, and we can get these in before, or we can try and get as many in as possible before the beta versions kind of added into Lead Simplify and released. Really,
Martin, can you go back to the list of invoices page? Right, so you've got a list of invoices. This is the reason that I wanted it, right? Because since I've been doing a bit of research on our users, quite a lot of our guys are still renting out sites. So if you look at that there, right, basically what you can do is you go into this list here. I know Martin's going to have a reports tab and all that stuff, but I don't like stuff like that. I just like to have a list of everything that's unpaid, get it in date order to the oldest. And then what the situation this is going to enable you to do in running your business. Let's say you've got 10 rank and rent clients. That all by thingy. If you follow the hybrid lead generation business model that I've been doing recently, let me just share my screen and show you what I mean. 1 second. Share screen. Just tell me when you can see my screen, mate.
I'll let you know. Okay, I think you're taking over now. There we can see it.
That a blank screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're following the hybrid lead generation business model that I'm going on about, what this is going to enable you to do, right? Can you see I'm drawing a circle?
Yeah, we can.
Right, okay, cool. I'm just checking you can see what I'm doing. Right, so imagine that all these 10 little circles I'm about to draw now, right, are all your websites, and each one of them is a major city, right? Now, this is where the powerful stuff comes in, because you've got, say that's Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, Oldham, Rochdale. They'd be in different places, Bury, Bolton, and so on and so forth. They're just areas I know that are all close together. What you're going to do is you go after a specific niche, and you start renting these out to say plumbers in the area. And then the situation you're in when you're renting them out to them plumbers, let's say you charge them $400 a month, yeah? With the way this is set up, you're in a position where those 10 sites are generating you say $4,000 a month, right? So $4,000 a month, and your outlay for that's probably what, $200 a year. It's probably one of the most profitable. Can people see the 4,000 that I've just wrote on?
400 we can see, yeah.
400, yeah.
Yeah, it's for some reason it's not showing you what the next bit I've written. Wait there, let me just refresh the screen. Yeah, I wrote 4,000 underneath it, and it just totally ignored me, like it didn't like me.
Well, that's refreshing, Mike.
Yeah, there we go. Wait a sec. Right, so imagine you've generated, right, $4,000, right? So the way you want to spread with your sites is you want to be spreading your rank and rent websites across like a blanket across the country, because what it enables you to do is it will enable you. So let's say this guy in the middle here and this guy in the middle, and for some reason it's not updating, but the two guys in the middle leave and they don't want to work with you anymore. So it's like, so you've just lost 2 rank and rent clients paying you $400 a month. Now that would normally put you down to 3,200, right? But what the lead, the way our system is set up, if you've got somebody that doesn't pay you, right, you click a couple of switches. So if they're late by paying their invoices, you go to your unpaid invoices system, right, and you set it so that if they're late for paying their invoices, what you do is you click a couple of buttons and it'll automatically turn them into a pay-per-lead customer. Now, what that means when it turns them into a pay-per-lead customer is that I'm waiting for this to update. I don't know why it's been a dick. Can you see the screen just all messed up again?
Yeah, we can see it saying it can't be reached.
There we go.
It's because we're on live. It's
yeah, don't worry. Right, so what will happen is, right, so say you lose this guy on the left-hand side here, the little one that I've just put the squiggler in, right, his leads will automatically start going to this guy if he's not left you, this guy here, because these are all the closest, right, and they can then purchase them off you, right, on a pay-per-lead basis. But not only that, this guy's leads here will also go to himself because he's not paid his bill. He'll receive his leads and he will receive everything that comes into his site, but he'll have to pay for them the same as anybody else. So when he comes and speaks to you and say, I'm receiving leads off my site, but I'm not getting them, it's like, oh, you've not paid your bill. Our system automatically converts you to a pay-per-lead customer. You need to pay your bill. So then he's instantly going to go and pay his bill. Or if he doesn't pay his bill, you're then in a situation where if, let's say that plumbing site's generating 50 leads a month, yeah? 50 leads a month, and you're charging $25 a lead, which is pretty damn cheap, yeah? So if you're looking at something like that and they get sold to you guys around, even if you're only selling them once, yeah, you've got $2,500 a month income just because this customer's left you. So imagine losing them 2 customers that we've just looked at here, and the same happens with this one, and he starts, and their leads automatically start going out on a pay-per-lead basis, right? You've instantly, just selling leads once each, and we're not even going to get into selling them multiple times, but you've instantly got 3,200 from rank and rent, and then the leads that you're selling, you'll generate an additional $5,000 every single month. And this is why we're setting it up the way we're setting it up, so that you can actually be generating from losing 2 clients. You're in a position where you can generate $8,200 a month just from losing 2 customers. So losing your customers turns into the most profitable part of your business. And whenever somebody doesn't pay you on time, if he doesn't pay his invoice for a week, and you guys will be used to this happening all the time, all the leads, you get 12 leads that get sold to your other guys for $25 each, and you'd be in a situation where his site's paid for itself twice that month just because he didn't pay for a week and he didn't get any additional. So he's losing leads and you're getting paid for it. Sorry, mate, I had to butt in and say that then, just because I want people to understand how the bigger picture, why we're setting it up the way we're setting it up. We're setting it up so that you can use the hybrid lead generation business model. You can build out a rank and rent business, and then you can target your pain in the ass clients. You can fire them and end up in a situation where those pain in the ass clients are gone, but you're selling the leads from the site automatically without needing to, without needing to shop around, because the system does it for you. It's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. If you want to, I don't know if you've got any other questions before that one, but if you want to pop Craig's up as well, I'll answer that one.
Right, can you see the questions?
Yeah, on the live comments.
All right, I didn't know you guys could see all that.
Yeah. So Craig, to answer your question, yes, no, it won't just be for rank and rent. It will. The invoicing system, what it will do is so you can set up single invoices, recurring invoices for any services that you offer or provide, or any services that you're invoicing. So that could be a rank and rent site or anything else. But what the second stage of the invoicing system will be to add an option for post-pay clients. So at the moment, as you're aware, Lead Simplify is completely prepay. There is a way you can do a post-pay where you could give people credits up front. However, the system as designed is prepay. Clients come on board, and as they do at the moment, clients will come on board by default if you're allowing them to self-sign up as a prepay client, meaning they'll have to buy credits up front to buy leads. However, you'll then have the option to switch them to post-pay clients. Switching them to a post-pay client will mean you can set a schedule. So that would be either a set number of leads or a set period of time. And what it will do then is it will allow them to have as many leads as they're eligible for. And then your invoices will be generated weekly, monthly, however you bill them, based on either a set number of invoices, a set number of leads that you set up, or a set date every month. So you can say, invoice this client, every first of the month for his previous month's leads. And yeah, so no, it's not just for the rank and rent. It will be an update to the credit system.
I have a quick question for you guys. Do you think that you would ever make it so that Lead Simplify could trigger a overlay on Magic Page plugin to make the conversion automatically if non-payment? Or is there a way to, if you have, let's say, a organization of MPP sites, for it to control all of those from one account? Say if you have a Lead Simplify account that has, let's say, 10 dependent Magic Page plugin sites, to make a swift change on all of them to this hybrid, model.
Well, I think I'll let Mike take this one in a second, but I think my understanding would be that now it could be as simple as, if you've got the same form across all your Magic Page sites, you just change the form in Lead Simplify to.
So the rest stays the same.
Yeah, so everything else stays the same. However, I think Mike's probably got something else as well. Maybe, I don't know, that he's thinking about. I could see his
yeah. No,
away there.
Forget about Magic Page. Yeah, we are looking at, and this is quite a little bit off now. But we've got so many plans for this. This is just going to be, you're going to be like, what the fuck have they built? It's in a few 12, 18 months from now, it's going to be crazy good. But we've got to go after the simplification first, because otherwise new customers coming in are struggling. So we're going to have to make that priority. But we're looking at landing pages, and we're looking at integrated landing pages, so that you can actually create things inside of Lead Simplify and not even have to go off and have a page builder or a form builder or anything like that. So you can literally do it inside of there. And once we've got it integrated inside of our system, then the quick change that you were talking about, you would be in a situation, because you've got to remember as well, when you're setting these up for like your rank and rent customers, when you go in and flick a switch, it automatically redirects that phone number to a paper lead model straight from and it automatically changes that form system to a paper lead model and starts sending them out to all your paper lead clients, and skips the thing. If you watch the video where it shows you how to set up, where Frank the plumber has his own industry set up, and then plumber is an additional industry. But yeah, what we want to do, and it will come, we're going to be looking at offices and everything this year. Me and Martin are literally going full in with just this, with me and him together as a team on everything that we do. So everything's going to be amalgamated under one roof. But even if we throw Magic Page in the bin and forget about it for now, what we're looking at doing is creating like an integrated landing page builder. And then what we can do is we can target the contact points perfectly. So we can say, right, well, if somebody goes to leave let's integrate this into the system. If somebody goes to click a number, let's put this into the system. If somebody, so we can pull in all of your conversion points and all of the best conversion points, and you can activate them on your page super easy, because we only have to build it once. Like, you have to have pop-up builders and you have to have all these other crazy shit that we're thinking this needs to be completely conversion, because what we are actually finding as well, most of our really successful users are using Facebook and Google Ads to generate, think of it. They're not even building websites. So once these landing pages are done, I think that you've got a complete business in a box there. You can go after any industry you want. Facebook's super cheap for advertising still at the minute. Obviously, there's other platforms coming up now that are becoming cheaper, but a good landing page integrated with this means you can start in an industry that you've never had anything to do with before and start converting the second you talk somebody into being a lead buyer. Or renting, so-called renting a site off you, which is another thing that I'm going to go through in the next video. So watch the next video, and you'll understand how we convert these rank and rent customers better. Anyone got anything else to add on that before I throw up Dave's question?
Nope.
13 video course, right, Dave? Probably tomorrow the next video will be out, mate, and then there's 4 more after that to go. There's been a bit of a gap in the course because me and Martin have been working together for the last 7 days on everything we do. So I've been in Manchester for a few days. He's been up down where I am, Keith. And yeah, tomorrow I think the next video will be released for that, and then there's 4 more to come. I'm just popping these up. I'm not reading them. CallZoo had the feature. Unfortunately, they are closing. I'm migrating over to Act. I'm no fan of Act, so I'm checking you guys out. Nice one, Will. Love it. Yeah, Act's been around for a long time. I don't know who CallZoo are. I've probably seen them. Is it Lead Simplify that changes the system from rank and rent to rank? It certainly is, yes, Stephen. Basically, once I finish this training course, which will be probably in the next 7 days, I will take one of the webinar spots away from one of our Mastermind Weekly guys. And I'll do a webinar where we go through all this on live, and you can all ask me whatever you want. We'll set up a full webinar and we'll email it out to everyone. Because these lives that we do, we don't really message people about them. We don't tell anyone we're doing it, so there's not a lot of people come on. But yeah, as soon as that's finished, before I set up the boot camp, I'll do a webinar and we'll go through the strategy and exactly how it works. I'll show you how to set it up and everything. Hopefully the invoicing system will be ready then as well.
No pressure.
Yeah, Craig, I don't think it's going to be an invoice at low credit. I think you'd have to set a specific date, but I think we are looking at you being able to say you get a set number of leads a month, or alternatively, you use this many, so the invoice will change each month. So it'll be like 1 month he'll get invoiced $250, the next month he'll get invoiced $2,000 because he's had loads of leads, however it works. But am I right in saying that, Martin, or am I talking crap? Is it supposed to work where the...
No, you're right. I think at the moment what we've been testing looks like it's a case of invoice either every X number of leads. So you've had 200 leads. I guess it depends on the volume that you're doing as well, partly, and how much you trust your clients to pay as well. So you could say, no, we want to invoice on a set date every month for this particular client, or we want to invoice on a set number of leads. So, he's had 100 leads, we invoice at 100 leads, or we invoice at the first of the month. And I'm assuming that's really, down to your relationship with the clients as well. So, yeah. Mike, a quick one on Will's thingy up there. Nice one, Will. Sign up for it, get your free trial, get in the Facebook group, and if you've got any questions or any issues with getting set up, let us know and we'll help you out.
Right, can we change the branding that we see when we log in? Right, if you go to, is it preferences, and then just add your business name, then they won't be able to see Lead Simplify. The only thing you can't change at the minute, unless you use URL masking, is the URL. But if you go into the system, go into your preferences, and then you just change your business name on your setup, and it'll show whatever business you use. Let me just open one of mine at the minute. 1 second. Oh shit! I'm putting Locksmith instead of the Lead Simplify. Let me just share this one with you and show you what I mean. So I can't go into where you do it on live.
Mike, it's preferences and then contact information. Change your business name in there, and that's the name that will change on the top left. So they won't see Lead Simplify. They'll see that as you say, the only place they'll see Lead Simplify until we look at white label and C names and domain name stuff. They'll see it in the address bar potentially, but the actual name of your system will be reflected by the name of your business, your company name, your business name.
Anybody got any more questions or anything they want to add or go through or share this week? What are we on? An hour?
I could do with jumping off, to be fair, because I've got quite a lot on, and I need to jump on another call as well. So, yeah, I mean, let's get through the last little bit, and then yeah. But
okay, well, I'm hoping that we'll have this ready for next week, so that Martin's promising he's all that'll be ready.
That's why I'm getting on the call to the guys now, and
I actually wrote down as well, if you can see it, run contest, not punch Martin in the face. You jump off, mate. I know you've got shitloads on, and I'll probably speak to you later on or tomorrow or something.
Awesome. Right, well, guys, good to see you all again, as usual. Last week, but I'm sure I'll chat to you at some point during the week anyway. Take care, everybody. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all soon.
See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Right, has anybody got anything that they want to share that they've been doing or playing with or figuring out? I think we went through everything last night, didn't we, Keith, on the webinar? We were there for
last night.
Has anybody got any more questions that's on that are struggling with anything at all that we can go through and help you with?
The presentation that you had yesterday with Matt, I had a customer come to me that I'm building pages for, and she said, could you take and add the DMT strategy to Magic Page plugin? And so my question is there something coming to Magic Page plugin that's going to make that work? Or is there a hack or workaround that we could use starting today?
You just use the Silo plugin.
Well, did you watch the webinar last night?
I did not get a chance to, no.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. That's
all on there, mate. If you go to that webinar, it's just premiered on my YouTube channel now. So if you could probably watch it as a replay on there now. And I shared the link in the comments to this right at the beginning. If you scroll all the way to the top, you'll see it's vsl.goto.deals/network-empire. That's where you get both the replays together. But yes, basically, when me and Matt started knocking heads on it, the strategy that DMT uses is genius, because what it does is it enables you to bring in the most profitable pages based on the industry you're on. So basically, you're only building a silo of pages that's going to generate shitloads of traffic to your website, which is going to give it more relevance and help it rank and everything for that particular location. And then when we add the magic pages all the way around it, it kind of just gives it pure local relevance. And it's absolutely the way it's doing it. It's absolutely brilliant. And I've arranged to get him on the 7th or 8th of July again, where we're going to. Is it the 8th? We're going to get all three put together. So Magic Page, DMT, and Lead Simplify, because Matt's currently using something completely different. I can't remember what it's called. And he's not seen what we can do with Lead Simplify yet. So I'm going to spend a few hours with him, showing him, because he's a proper clever dude. And I've learned loads from him. So I want to get him on as many calls as I possibly can and learn.
Last night when we were talking just before the webinar, I think you took me off to make a brew or something. And I was chatting about like sort of my core and how I'd start to integrate DMT into my core site. And he's like, "Oh, try doing this, and this." It's like, "Oh, I never thought of that." It is a bit of a pain when you're trying to fit the silos in if you've already got it made. So like my pest control site, obviously had a termite page, and I wanted to build a silo underneath that. So I had to tweak it a little bit, but it's quite easy to do. And then you just tweak it and then you just get it going. And I just put a silo up and it's only got 3 pages underneath. And basically, one of the keywords which I was targeting, which was like sort of to do with termites, and that jumped up about like 8 slots within like the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
And to actually add another 4 or 5 pages underneath, and he says then it'll like just really rock it in. So that's me task. I'm basically going through a lot of my sites now and looking at them, and I'm creating now an actual structure for an evergreen site, which is going to incorporate all of this into it.
That's amazing. Yeah. When one other question real quick, and forgive me if everybody already knows the answer to this, but you were going to do the do-it-yourself database for locations. Did that actually get released into the repo yet, or is that still in process of beta testing?
I was talking to my head coder in Bulgaria about an hour before the webinar, and him and the team are pretty close to giving it. I wanted it for tonight, and because I couldn't get it, I forced Martin to come on and demo the invoice system.
You like the shiny new.
I want new shit all the time. So no, the import and export database. I want it so that we can export the existing databases. So what you can do is you can build a site for, say, all of Greater Manchester, export the database, add another 50 different lines of data in if you want for all meta underscore phone, email, and all the other shit. And then what you can do is upload it, and it'll overwrite the existing database and add all the additional shortcodes in for you. Then what you can do is, as areas change and as things change, you can import and export at will. Like you can import regions, you can import and export counties. So you're not having to go off and find all this stuff. You just literally install it on Magic Page, export it, create edits inside of the Excel spreadsheets, and then just push it back up, and you've got a site there. So if you've got a business that's running through a Google Doc, right, for example, and information's being fed in via Zapier, you can export and import your site via a Google Doc every single week or every single day if you want, and you end up with like a dynamic site that will change based on current information all the time. So what we're doing is fucking brilliant, but it has to be perfect. So I'm basically I keep sending it back and sending it back and sending it back. Keith's not seen it working properly yet, have you? You've had an access to the very first one. Yeah, no. If you switch off, if you switch off, they've answered that for me. Sorry, I didn't tell you. If you switch off the what's that little thing that makes it work? If your server's being
compatibility.
Yeah, if you switch that off, it'll work. Oh. If you switch compatibility immediately, it's because what the access you've got access to the one that directly accesses our dev servers, not the one that accesses the live server that everybody else is on. That 5.41 I sent to you, so that's the difference. Also, Will, if you add me on Facebook, because you've just asked about the price of MPP, I'll do some digging for you and see what special offers we've gotten at the minute, mate, and send them over to you. If you just add me on Facebook. If you don't know where to find me on Facebook, 1 second. Let me go to Facebook. Boom. I'll just post my Facebook group in the comments, and that way you can just grab me on there. That's my Facebook group. If you just come over and add yourself to that, and just send me a message, I'll have a look for you. It might not be straight away because I've got a call on straight after this one. Well, half 6, so I've got another 20 minutes. Anything anyone else wants to ask, guys? I see most people have left us now anyway. But yeah, the import and export, I'm super excited about that, Daryl. I can't wait for that to be released. Not only because of what you're talking about, we're doing some stuff with shortcodes last night, and we're trying to enable it so that you can also add HTML inside of the Excel spreadsheet, which means what you'll be able to do. Keith loves this shit because he loves spinning his images and spinning his videos and all that stuff. It means you'll be able to forget all your X fields and all that, Keith. You'll be able to add it all inside of this one spreadsheet. That's and you'll just be able to click import and export. You might have to import and export it gradually. You might have to do 20 or 100 or 200 pages at a time. But
kill your server.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you don't do it that much. And because it's being done direct into your own personal sites, we don't give a shit. Do as many as you want. It's not going to kill anyone as ours. So I'm really, really, really excited about this. I've got so many ideas and so many cool stuff I can do with it.
Have you guys ever heard of the Raspberry Pi computer kit? The Raspberry Pi that has is all these different things that you can do. You can make a computer with it. You can do this. That's Lead Simplify. It's like the Raspberry Pi. It's like, yeah, you can do backlinks builder. You can do, you can do this.
Yeah, that's something we need to show, Matt. Backlink builder.
It does everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's still loads to come. I just keep mithering and mithering and mithering. It's like, because what I've done with my development team now is I've said to them, you own a percentage of this. This is a real business. You own a percentage of it. It is a chunk of money every single month off what comes in, but you've got to keep working. I want cool shit coming out all the time. So they're like scratching their heads. What can we do? And they're coming to me and saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And I'm like, if it's good and it's going to work, yeah, make it. Let's do it. And that's why it's just got absolutely everything included in it, because I've just literally given a cut of it and said, all you've got to do is make it amazing. That's your job. Make it amazing. I don't give a shit what it is. Just make it amazing. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing and getting better.
Pretty amazing.
But yeah, there's loads of stuff to come. But I keep, if you imagine what we're doing now with the spreadsheets, I've pulled them off other jobs because I wanted a drag and drop page builder included inside it, where you could create these exports and stuff that we do, with the dynamic backlink builder and things like that. And they're working on these things. But the problem we've got is they take ages. So I'm on the case every 4 to 6 weeks saying, what the fuck? Where's my new stuff? And they're like, Mike, this stuff takes time. So I'm like, well, make something cool now and then go back to that. So it'll get there. But send a receipt when someone pays for credits. The billing system, will it send a receipt? At the minute, Stephen, sorry, we only integrate, I'm assuming you're on about Lead Simplify now. We only integrate with PayPal. Next, we're going to integrate with Stripe. And most of the stuff to do, it's already there, but we've got a lot of testing to do with that because with it being financial, we can't cock it up. And that's why we're not just doing it via Zapier. We want that proper integration with us. They send out the invoices for you straight away. So as soon as they pay, they get an invoice and it just says you've had credits from XYZ. They do get it, don't they, from your system? They get an invoice from the system when they purchase the credits, don't they? Via email, they get an invoice and they also get an email and a text, I believe.
You get a text because you get a text to say you've had an update and all the rest of it. Somebody's actually, when somebody puts any credits on your system, I know like sort of you get a text to say somebody's put it's not long since I played with it as a thingy. I just know when people put credits on, I know because I get a message which says somebody's just topped up. Yeah,
you use it loads now, don't you? I mean, I use it for everything. I've been using it as a lead system, and then I did a video yesterday showing you how easy it is for a job management system. Because when I used to have about 15 different locksmiths working for me, and what I used to do is my telesales guys would pick up the phone, answer it, put it into the form, press a button, and it'd say, right, your closest contractors based on longitude and latitude settings are here below in a list, so they could see this guy's 5 mile, 10 mile, 12 mile, 15. And they just used to be able to pick it up, phone them and say, do you want it or don't you? Yep, click assign, done, job done. And it's so quick, so easy, so simple. And then they can log into the system and as a contractor and put in the information to tell you exactly how much the job costs, how much the parts cost, what the miles and all the other stuff, so that you know exactly how much to get paid. Because you add them based on a commission percentage, so 50%, 60%, whatever it is you're giving them of the job. And it means you can run a business without any wage bills whatsoever. Because I used to pay my telesales staff commission, and I used to pay my contractors commission on every job. So literally all I had to do was generate traffic and make money. More traffic I made, the more money I made. But if I didn't generate any traffic, I had no wage bills, no overheads, no costs. Mm-hmm. It's a really good business model, and that's the same as lead generation model, isn't it? It's just brilliant. Sorry, I'll stop talking now. Right,
Mike, back to what you were talking about with the hybrid and the invoice thing, and being able to flip them between, being a rank and rent and paper lead. That ensures to me how you can keep the flow of ads coming in through pay-per-click and through Facebook ads. Because if you're placing an investment and you're always getting a return, regardless of whether somebody cuts out or not, it just justifies so much more that investment in pay-per-click or pay-per-action type of marketing.
The reason we did it is because nearly everybody I know, right, who's got rank and rent business, say they specialize in the roofing industry, they tend to hit it and then they go after they go after all the major cities or all the areas near them. A lot of people tend to do it near where they live, which is cool because you know the area. But what I was finding is a lot of people say, yeah, I've got them 5 rented out, but I've also got 3 there that I can't rent them out, can't get anyone interested. And I thought, I need to fix this. I need to be able to find a way that they can generate an income from the sites that they're not renting out. Now, if you've got 10 sites, but you've only got 3 rank and rent guys, one over here, one over here, one over here, but you've got 10 sites in that vicinity, you could use the other 7 sites to generate leads, and they'll be like, wow, we're getting tons of leads from this particular place or this particular place. You can ask you where it comes from, and it'll automatically sell your sites for you to your existing customers, or alternatively, if it doesn't sell your sites, then you just sell the leads to them, because when they see a good job come in, you might get 5 good jobs come in on one site that would otherwise have just been sat there because you're trying to sell it to someone as a rental site. Those 5 leads that these other 3 guys will kill for, and they're like, boom, all 3 of them can buy them, and you just knocked out a lead for $75 if they're only $25 a lead. And that's why I say selling them multiple times is a good idea, but that's for a different video. What's this? Can phone calls or Lead Simplify? Yeah, if you set your Lead Simplify system up correctly, all your phone calls can be recorded right from the outset, even on the very smallest system that we do. You can have 150 phone numbers and record all your calls, I believe. Am I right there, Keith? You can, can't you? Yeah. You can connect unlimited calls.
Our phone numbers I've got, but yeah.
Yeah, unlimited calls and unlimited numbers, and you can record every single call and every single number inside there. The only thing you've got to be careful of is, because it integrates with Twilio, the actual recordings are stored on Twilio. Twilio will give you a big chunk of data that space you're allowed to use. But if you save them for like 6, 12, 18 months, they're going to start charging you for your storage. So what you need to do is actually go, I mean, most people will never have to worry about it. But when we've got like 5, 10, 15,000 calls a month coming in and we're recording them, we're in a situation where we have to look at that and say, okay, we need to start deleting it. Otherwise, we're going to start getting a bill over here that we don't really need. And most of the time, the calls are not really needed after 2 to 3 months at the very most, you know, the recordings. And that's just for guarantee purposes. If somebody comes back to you and says, you've cocked up my gate, or you've ruined my boiler, or you've scratched my car, and then you can say, well, we told you on the call we might scratch your car, and then you can play it back to them. But usually after 2 or 3 months, you're not going to get any repercussions unless you just download them to your hard drive somewhere. Is there another one there? How do I set MMP licenses done via support? You can do it manually now. You go into your settings, delete your API key, add your new one, and click save. And if it's a valid API key, it'll automatically reset. That works that now, doesn't it, Keith?
Oh, you're going to reset your license, don't you?
Yeah, you can do that inside the system, though, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you go inside the system. There's a button which says reset your license.
There you go. Yeah,
we're having one problem with one Bluehost client of mine. They have a Bluehost root domain with a subdomain. As before they put a domain, it's actually mybluehost.com, and somebody's already registered an MPP license to mybluehost.com as a subdomain because they're paying Bluehost. So I wanted to talk to you about that at some point. But if you're using one of these big hosting companies and their domain, root domain, is your root domain, and you have a licensing issue, you'll get stuck right at that very first thing that says, sorry, this is already registered to somebody else. Just
so 2 people have both got mybluehost.com.
Oh yeah, there's millions of people that have Bluehost. So MyBluehost is a hosting company. It's a major one in the United States. Same thing with like GoDaddy. They're huge. So
why would they be putting it onto MyBluehost? Why would they not be putting it on a domain name?
Before, like if you're just building out a bunch of sites, all right, inside the control panel for Bluehost, it doesn't give you a proper domain name until you add it to there, okay, through a name server. So in the temporary domain is what you end up with. And the temporary domain is mybluehost.com.
Yeah, they need a domain name. They have to have a domain name. I told them.
I said, we got to add a domain name to it because otherwise, but it's kind of a tricky, it's an interesting situation, you know.
we lock our security based on
root domain.
domains. Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about that. That's why I think we've got some crazy number that Martin uses. That the guys in Bulgaria do it with, because that's your local host type of number. But there are ways to do it. But just get them to add a domain. Otherwise, you're going to run into all sorts of problems anyway.
Can you do it with an IP address? Like if you got a dedicated IP address. Oh, okay. All right.
We use 127.0.1.0.1.0.1 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Okay.
We have a specific one that we use for ourselves for our development area. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something like that. And I know a few people have come to me and said I can't add it on here, and it's like, yeah, we use it.
I see.
Might have got MMP working with Oxygen page build. Stephen, we need to have a conversation then, mate.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite builder in the world, and I know it takes ages to build sites with it, but it's just really good. The shit you can do inside there, and the changes you can make, and you can go right in depth with everything. From an SEO perspective, there is no better page builder out there than Oxygen, and it's about $160 lifetime, and I think it's 10 times better than Elementor, but Elementor's fast and simple. So yeah, if you can, mate, do as a demo. Let me have a look at it, and then we'll jump on a Skype chat. Probably won't be today because I've got a call in 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be really busy for the rest of the night. But then probably tomorrow sometime.
Cool.
Right, I'm going to close it down, guys, because I am on a call in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, have a good one. I will. If I don't see you before, we'll see you all next week. As soon as I get this copy, I might have it waiting for me in a minute. If I have, Keith, I'll send it straight across to you to have a play. But I think if you switch off that whatever it's called, I always forget what it's called. If you switch that off, compatibility, it should work. Yeah. Right. Cool. Catch you all in a bit. See you next week.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.